Hello everyone, this is Joe from Digital Phantom, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the JuiceLib library. Last video I talked to you about this library that I've been working on, and I'm going to introduce it to you with some new features that I just added today. Today is February 22nd, so these are new features that were published today to the were pushed today to the GitHub repository. So let's get started with that. Let me introduce it to you. If you want to see it, oops, there you go. If you want to see it, you can go to github.com/JuiceLib, and here it is. For those of you who don't know, JuiceLib is a PHP library, as you can see here on the top. The purpose of this library is to make you write less code and do more stuff. So you could do more writing less. That's basically the point. And of course, we have a YouTube channel, so be also sure to subscribe to this channel. It's youtube.com and the username is JuiceLib. So be sure to subscribe to that channel to get more information. And also, if you're not subscribed already to Digital Phantom, subscribe. And let's get started with this. Alright, so go to github.com/JuiceLib, download the latest commit, and let's get started with that. Let's jump right into it. Alright, I have NetBeans open already, and for those of you who don't know what NetBeans is an IDE for Java, PHP, whatever you name it. So this is a demo file you get by default, and I'm working on it so we can modify it. So let me get some new features. Let me erase all of this. Looks good. I can show you later what all of those lines of code did and all that kind of stuff. So basically, this is setting the path for the JuiceLib folder, and we're using the autoloader, so we don't have to include every file we use. And let's get started. Today I'm going to show you how to create a checkerboard. Like, it's going to be really easy. So let's get started with that. So let's first let me talk to you about, we have a wrapper for the GD library that allows you to create images and all this kind of stuff really quick and really fast. One thing I have to tell you is right now there's no support for every function in the GD library. Like, for example, you cannot add text to images, but you could do it using the old method by using the standard PHP methods. We will add this in the future, support for adding custom fonts and all this kind of stuff. You could still do it with the standard PHP methods, but not with the JuiceLib library. Let's get started with this. Let me erase all of this. So the reason we have this use is because we're using namespaces. So let's get started with this. So JuiceLib, and then we're going to use graphic, and then we're going to use image. New. Alright, so checkerboard equals new image, and then that takes the width and the height. So let's first declare the width of each box. Width. Let's make it size because it's going to be the width and the height. So let's put it be 80 pixels. In this case, 80. And then we're gonna make it checkerboard has let's say chessboard has 8 boxes, so count equals 8. And let's continue with this. So now this is the thing, the checkerboard is going to contain the count times the size. That's the width, and that's going to be the height also. Now let's say size times count. Now it's not the most efficient way because you have to calculate this twice, but that's not a pretty extensive calculation. Alright, so that's good. And now we're gonna use another thing for the background. Color. Actually, we're gonna use RGB. There you go. Now, let's see. Let's click two colors. White equals new RGB 255, 255, 255. So that's the RGB code for the three RGB, the red, green, and blue code for white. And then we're gonna duplicate this line, and we're gonna get a black. And the checkerboard is gonna have a white background. So set background and then white. Alright, that's good. So now we need a loop. Actually, need two loops. Let's see, I is gonna equal to 0, and then I is gonna be less than count, and then we're gonna increment I plus plus. And let's see, we have another loop here. Let's duplicate this. Let's call it something else. J instead of I. J and J. Alright, so now we have basically we have two loops, and the purpose of having two loops is that we're gonna fill all the columns and all the rows, and so you know the checkerboard has like they're not consecutive. They're like one is black, the other one is white, so they're like switch. So let's do that. First, let's do some conditions here, because we have to check whether the position is right or wrong. So basically, this is what it boils down to. So if I module 2 equals 0 and J module 2 equals 0, so then that means we are even rows, even columns. Then color is gonna be black, and we haven't defined what color is, but color is gonna be black. Else color is gonna be white. And I say, what are we doing with these colors? We're not doing anything yet. Now we need another statement, because otherwise it would all be like one column. We'd always has that black and white, black and white. So we don't want that. It's gonna be diagonally. In this case, it's gonna be vertically if we don't add this else if statement. So we're gonna add if I module 2 equals 1 and J module 2 equals 1, and color is going to be black. There we go. Now let's see, what are we doing with this? Well, it's really simple. So now we're going to do checkerboard, and we're going to add a rectangle to a checkerboard. Add rectangle. X is going to be I times size. J is going to be Y is going to be J times size. Width is going to be size, and height is going to be size, and background is going to be color. Alright, so that looks pretty interesting. Now let's see what it does. Well, it doesn't do anything yet, so let's make it do something. Alright, so image. Well, let's put an image tag here. Image src equals and now let's put checkerboard. And then it has a method embed. Now I'm in the process of adding new methods and new functions, but let's see what this does. It's supposed to be really cool. Alright, so let's see. Let me bring that up. Alright, so this is the directory, and let's see what it does. It's not doing anything, so let's make sure what's wrong with it. Alright, so let's see, nothing is showing up, so there must be some mistake here. Let's check the code again. Alright, this is all fine. Oh, right, got it. So you see black is not really black, it's white. So let's do this 255s, change it to zeros. Alright, so that should do something. There we go. See, because the reason we're not seeing anything is because those things were white, so we didn't have any difference between the white and the white, and the background was white so also, so we didn't get any difference on it. Alright, so you can see that was really quick with just basically all of these lines of code. We accomplished that, so that's really useful. But let's do something else. Let's add a border to it. So the way we add a border to it, it's kind of simple. Let's see. Let's do an offset. Yeah, let's do an border offset. Border equals, let's put it 4 pixels. Right, so that's good. And then let's do image, or maybe board equals new image, and then we're gonna do this checkerboard get width times actually plus, and then we do 2 times border. Actually, that's gonna be the width and the height, so I'm gonna put this in a separate variable. Dimension equals that. Then I'm gonna change this by dimension. Right, good. So now we do board, and then we set background to black because we want to have a black border, and then we basically add the checkerboard. Let's see, checkerboard, oops, it's board, add, and then we do checkerboard, and then we do border. And so you can see we're not destroying the other image, so if we duplicate this and we do checkerboard and we also do board, then we get 2 images. Oops, we've got 2 errors here. Let's see. Let me check what's going on here. JuiceLib integer. Alright, so let me check what's going on here. Alright, so let's see. There we go. Demo line 47. Actually, line 47, really? refresh this. Actually, not. Line 45. Let's see, add checkerboard. Oh, there you go. This is supposed to be the X position. That's not supposed to be the image. So in this case, instead of typing border, I type board. So that's where I got the mistake, probably. So let's refresh this, and in fact, we've got the two checkerboards. Now, the reason you're seeing them like that is because they're showing one next to each other. But if we add a break tag here, then we should see them one on top of each other. And if we add another break tag, we should have a separation between them. There we go. So you can see we have the two checkerboards there, and we're not destroying the original image, and we're having the second image. Now, another cool thing that you can do with this, it's the ability to add gradients. So let's do that. Let me scrap all of this. Right, and now let's do. I could still use black and white, and I need my gradients. It's gonna be now the option now. It's vertical gradients and horizontal gradients. So we don't have any other kind of gradients yet, but I'm in the process of adding them quite soon. So let's see, color gradient, and then we have vertical gradient. Good. So grad equals new vertical, and we're gonna start with the white. We're gonna end with the black. And image, we're gonna do new image, and we're gonna do, let's do 400 by 400, and then image, set background, and we're gonna put gradient as a background. So now we do echo. Should I erase those lines because now I have to type them again. src equals, escape the quotes and get this, and image. I'm strong problem with my keyboard that is pressing the enter key lots of times. The key gets stuck in there. So now we should have a box 400 by 400 with a gradient from white to black. Right, so that's really cool. Another thing, let's change that gradient instead of vertical to horizontal. Copy this and put horizontal, and let's change this to horizontal. Let's refresh this. You see it starts from white to black. So horizontal goes from left to right, and vertical goes from top to bottom. And let's do more interesting stuff. Alright, so let's duplicate this image and do image 1, and then duplicate the gradient and do gradient 1, and it goes from black to white. So now we're gonna do an interesting effect here, and let's see, container equals new image. It's gonna be 800 pixels wide and 400 pixels tall. So container, set background, let's put white. You always have to put a background to a new image object, and then let's add the image and image 1. Container, add image. It's going to be at 0, 0, and image 1 is going to be at 400x and 0y. And now we just have to do container. By the way, we still have the two images because we haven't no, wait, image 1, there you go, grab 1. So now we have this cool effect here. But now let's change that a little bit. Let's do image grab 1 is vertical. Alright, so I mean that looks kind of funny, but let's change it. So let me refactor this and rename it to color 1. Alright, do refactoring, good. Refactor color 2, good. Now let's do from let's actually not use RGB. Now let's use hexadecimal. That looks kind of cool. Hex, and hexadecimal. If you guys know HTML and CSS, it's basically the CSS code. And you can type the hash sign and then the color. So let me type 99, actually no, FF00000. So that's red, and that this is you don't need to type the hash sign. This is darker red. So it takes the short code, the short hexadecimal code, and the long hexadecimal code. So let's get right into it. So it should go from a light red to a dark red. So let's see that. So it goes from a light red to a dark red, and from a dark red to a light red. And if we change this back to horizontal, and we get this effect. So that looks kind of cool. And another thing, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. So you can actually still use standard CSS, I mean PHP GD functions. Let me show you how to do it. So using the standard built-in PHP GD functions, let's add some text to the image. Like I said, there's no support for text now, but there's still support to use the standard PHP functions with the JuiceLib library to add anything you want, because the resource from the image, you still get it, so you can do anything you want. You could do add text and rotate the image, or do this kind of stuff that we don't have support yet, but you could still do it. So I'm informing you about that. So let's do image string, and then we have the image. So we do container, and you put resource. There you go. Font. There's actually no font. So that's the font size. Let's do, that's an integer. Is that the font size? Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I guess that's the font. But let's put 1 by default, because that's what should be. So let's put, we have 400, so let's put at 200, and Y, oh, that's supposed to be Y, so that's going to be in the middle of the document. And we have around 800, so let's put around 340. String is going to be I don't know, yeah, I know, JuiceLib for PHP. JuiceLib for PHP, and then digital phantom. Now, one good thing about the color is that you can allocate the color using the function. So you don't have to do the image color allocate from PHP. You can still use this and then allocate color, and then you can put your own color here. So new hex, and then let's put the color here, because I don't want any of those reds, so I just want a black. So that 000, that's black, and then we should be ready to go, rock and roll. Let's see, let's refresh this. There you go, JuiceLib for PHP Data Phantom. I'm curious about this. Is it the font or the font size? Let's put 20. See what we get. I think that, yeah, see, that's the font size. Yeah, I was a little bit curious about that. And then you can add another one, and instead of being at that, we put it at let's put it at 1, and then 200, 220, and then we put http digitalphantom.net, and then we should get 2 messages. It should be left aligned, because like I said, we haven't done anything for that yet. But as you can see, that's pretty cool that with not much lines of code, you can accomplish something like really quick and really fast. So let's let me show you a last example. Well, I'll still have 2 other things to do, but let's do a gradient. So let's do like a rainbow gradient, or the color grading kind of thing. So let's do that, and let's do it with RGB. And now let's do gradient 1 equals new RGB. Actually, yeah, new vertical. Let's do RGB, and let me put this on hold. But we're basically gonna need 6 gradients. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're gonna do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're gonna have a new RGB, and then we're gonna start from red, pure red, to 55, 0, 0, and then we're gonna end in kind of this is kind of purple kind of thing. So it's gonna be the 255, 0, and 255. Alright, I know this tutorial is getting kind of boring, but I'm like I want to try to introduce this to you so you can see how it works and start using it, and let me know about it, because you know I want to know if you guys like this, so I could like add more functionalities and more stuff like that. So definitely let me know about this in the comments. Shoot me emails, whatever you want to do, personal messages, PM, anything you want, because I really want to get feedback from this to see if I can continue doing this, and if you guys like it and need more functions, just let me know, having new ideas or for things that I should add. So this goes from red to it's a purple or pink or whatever you want to call it, and then we're gonna go from that to a blue, and then we went from that 255, 0, 255 to a blue, new RGB, and a blue is 255 at the end. So 0, 0, 255. Let's pre-format this, and then we're going from that blue to a lighter blue or greenish blue or whatever you want to call that. 0, 0, 255. See, and then new RGB, and then we have 0, 255 and 255, and then we have from this. Actually, we can do this like super short. So let's do grad 3 get and let's do this because that's really more interesting than that. That's 255. We're gonna end it there, and let's do grad. Is that grad 4? Yeah. Get end, and then we're gonna have 0, 255, and 255, and then grad 5 get end, and then we're gonna end in red. So it'd be grad 1 that get start. Let me just do this. Let me fix this. I'm sure I get it right. Grad 2. Yeah, I just realized that that should work. So now let's see. Now let's add a new. So image equals new image, and then let's do that image is gonna be, since it's vertical, let's put it to be 200 pixels wide and probably 600, yeah, 600 pixels tall. So image set background, let's put it to be a white background. Don't worry about that. That's something that it has to have a background. I'm working on something to fix that, so you don't need to like by default add it, make a background by default, but right now you have to add it. So image, that's gonna be really quick, and then let's see, we actually need a bunch of images, right? We need 6 images. So image 1 equals new image, and then there's gonna be 200 by 100, and image 1 set background is gonna be grad 1. So let me duplicate this 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me just change the numbers. Image 2, grad 2, grad 3, grad 4, grad 5, grad 6, and image 6, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, and 2 should be good. And now let's do image add the graphic, so it will be image 1 at 0, 0. Then we're gonna duplicate this 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're gonna basically change the X position. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and then image 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2. So now image equal image src equals now this is getting pretty boring now, but let's see, image that embed. Alright, so let's test it out. It should work. There you go. So you can see you got the whole color spectrum for the RGB channel. So the reason I'm doing this is because I'm planning on doing some to let you guys know how to do a color picker. And for a color picker, you kind of need something like this to change the RGB colors, and then you have to change the tones for that specific color. And so as you can see, this is pretty flexible, and I'm doing this, and I need some feedback. So let me know the feedback. Let me know what you think about it. What else do we need? Do I need to add? And all this kind of stuff. Lastly, but not least, I'm gonna show you a function that is already built into it, like from the previous function. I mean, from the previous versions, like first version. This is version 1.4, I think. So there has been like 4 revisions of it, but I definitely need some feedback. So that's definitely something I need, guys. Just let me know about it, and let me show you some example. So this example, some of you guys might find it useful. So let me do a new PHP document. It's going to be an index document. It's going to be index.php. All right, so that's good. Thing here is going to do, I'm going to do if post some var, then it's going to basically do print r post. Alright, so that's good, and that's good. And some of you guys might say, I've been getting comments like, why don't you close the PHP tag? Well, you don't need to close the PHP tag if you don't have anything else after that. And that's recommended because sometimes the PHP parser, especially if you're including files, if you have a blank space after that, you might get in trouble for that. So in this case, I'm gonna do an HTML form method equals post, and form, and let's do input name equals some var, and name put value equals 56, and input type equals submit. So now the thing with this is it's really simple. Get a form. Let me go to the index page. See index. Yeah, because it'll be ESET. Oops. I definitely have to change my keyboard because it's getting kind of funny. Alright, so let's see. Right, so you do that, and then you get the response back. So that's cool and everything, but let's do something here. So I'm not going to use these namespaces now, because namespaces are basically, I mean, they're good, but they're not required. You could do like let's see, post equals new post. So you can see it gets /JuiceLib /HTTP request /post. So what this post is going to do, it allows me to process post inside this page. So, and it also allows me to send post requests to another page. So post send. The cool thing about this is going to be this. It's going to be HTTP and then JuiceLib. And the query is going to be an array of values, and then some var, and that's the key, and the value is going to be it's my bar. Then we can pass another parameter, other bar, and then it could also be an array 1, 2, 3. Reformat this. Then the last parameter, well, not the last, but yeah, last one is going to be a callback function. So if you're familiar with jQuery, you know about callbacks, and it's going to return me the content here. So I'll have this class called output context HTML. So there's definitely not enough time for me to show you all the functionalities of this library. I mean, it's pretty small and lightweight, but it's really cool. It has a lot of cool functionalities. So output output, and then show. We're gonna put just C is the content of the thing. So now if we go back here and we open a new tab and we go to demo, then let's see what we get. Well, we have some problems here. You're right, because there's no JuiceLib. It's Digital Phantom, right? And then tutorials, and then JuiceLib. I had a bad host. That's probably a reason. There you go. So as you can see, this is what is being returned from that. So some var, it's my var array, and then 1, 2, 3. So that's kind of cool. And just to show you that it's coming from there, print r server. Right, so let's refresh that, and this is all we get. And so you can see the script file name is the index file. There it is, index, all this kind of cool stuff. And it's been sent as the application www form, and you're uncoded. So as you can see, that's really cool stuff. And if you guys don't know about this, like you say, what do you have that host Digital Phantom? Well, I have another channel. It's called HRoom Academy. I also recommend you subscribe to that channel. There's a video on how to set up multiple domains, like local domains, on your local host, or basically on your local web server, so you could test multiple files without having to copy and paste your files and all this kind of stuff. So this video, I know, has been a long time, but be sure to subscribe to this channel, HRoom Academy. For future tutorials, I'm going to be putting some other tutorials here also, especially if you like programming. Definitely check this out, because I'm going to put a lot of programming and basic stuff and advanced stuff here about programming in different languages like PHP, Java, F#, C#, you name it. So be sure to subscribe to this channel also, and JuiceLib also. If you like JuiceLib, just let me know about it. I need some feedback, and I'm sorry this video took so long, but I want to emphasize this. I need feedback on this library. So download it, test it out, let me know what it needs, and all this kind of stuff. And as always, be sure to subscribe to Digital Phantom, and we're gonna have a lot of cool things coming up soon. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Digital Phantom. We need followers on Twitter. Yeah, we need followers. And also subscribe to the channel, comment, give me feedback. I can't emphasize this enough. I need feedback so I know what you guys want and what you guys need. And by the way, I'm going to start doing a new series on answering questions. So I need feedback, and I need questions, and I need a lot of stuff. So you guys send me your questions, and I'll try to answer them. And definitely just give me feedback. So this video has been so long, I have to end it right now because it's too long. See you guys next time.